Well, we know Angel Reese has definitely been in the headlines, man, after erupting in a press conference, pretty much swearing at reporters. And I'm here to tell you today is another day of the Angel Reese drama because she has simply smacked the clipboard out of an assistant coach's hands. Yes, now all of this went down during the Washington missed this game. This happened on national television.
Something absolutely unbelievable unfolded on live television. A moment of raw, unchecked frustration that sent shockwaves through the league and put one of its biggest stars squarely in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. It wasn't a highlight reel play or a game-winning shot. It was a level of public disrespect rarely seen. And it left everyone asking, what exactly is going on with the Chicago Sky?
By the way, the referees blew every whistle. Like, I'm not joking. There was one play where Angel Reese dribbled backward. She backed into Aaliyah Edwards and tripped over her own feet and got free throws. The free throws that led to this happening were unbelievably soft. That led to Angel Reese breaking a coach's clipboard, walking over and slapping a coach's clipboard. And by the way, if this was Caitlin Clark, you just know they'd be calling out her anger problem.
The scene played out in the final seconds of a nail-biting game against the Washington Mystics. With just moments left on the clock and the game hanging in the balance, cameras captured Chicago Sky forward Angel Reese walking towards the bench. But instead of joining a huddle or preparing for the next crucial play, she stopped near the team's VP of basketball operations and strength and conditioning, Ann Crosby. And in a stunning display, Reese slapped the clipboard right out of Crosby's hands. It was a moment broadcast live, unfiltered, a clear visual of emotions completely boiling over at the worst possible time. This wasn't a gentle nudge or an accidental brush. It was a deliberate, forceful action, a visible meltdown for the world to see.
A lot of people are picking up on is when she is walking over to the bench and she slaps the clipboard out of her coach's hand. And you guys, my honest reaction to this when I first saw it, I was just laughing. It's kind of like the reaction that you're seeing from me right here. I wouldn't look into this too hard. I know it's already become controversial because they're like, oh, if another player did this, there would be think pieces written about it.
But here's the thing. For many watching, this wasn't entirely shocking. It felt, unfortunately, like the latest chapter in what's quickly becoming the Angel Reese saga. All season long, headlines haven't just been about her undeniable talent on the court, the double-doubles, the rebounding records, but also about her public persona and frequent brushes with controversy. There have been the non-stop social media exchanges, the pointed comments often perceived as directed at rivals, and a persistent narrative about officiating and perceived slights. This clipboard incident felt less like a sudden outburst and more like the culmination of simmering frustrations, another moment where the spotlight turned from the team's performance to one player's public display of emotion.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Barbie? The emotional decline continues for Angel Reese. The temper tantrums, the complete loss of emotional control continues for the Bayou Barbie, as well as the Chi-Town Barbie and Double-Double Barbie, and whatever other alias that Angel Reese has decided to give her.
It's a fascinating contrast when you look at the image Angel Reese has cultivated. She's the Bayou Barbie, a cultural phenomenon, a social media star with massive endorsement deals, the face of NBA 2K26, a title that suggests leadership and prominence within the sport. She talks about being a role model, inspiring young girls to be confident and unapologetically themselves. Yet, moments like the clipboard slap create a jarring disconnect. How do you reconcile the inspiring figure with the player who appears to lose control and show blatant disrespect towards a member of her own team's staff? It raises uncomfortable questions about authenticity and the difference between building a brand and demonstrating true leadership.
It was wild, all right? It was wild. I mean, tempers were flying. This was an all-out rivalry, man, all right? I mean, even Angel Reese was pissed at this moment. Look at this, pissed, all right? Pissed. This was close to the end of the game, 29 seconds left, game tied, game on the line, and I think she was called for.
Standing in the eye of this storm is first-year head coach Tyler Marsh. He arrived in Chicago with an impressive resume. a history of winning championships as an assistant in both the NBA and WNBA, learning under some of the best minds in basketball. He was hired to bring that championship pedigree to build a culture based on accountability and professionalism. But coaching isn't just about drawing up X's and O's or developing talent. The real test comes when you have to manage personalities, especially a superstar with a magnet for drama. Marsh finds himself in an incredibly difficult position, caught between needing his star players' production and needing to establish boundaries and standards for the entire team. This incident presents him with a defining challenge.
Angel always talks about being willing to do whatever dirty work is necessary. Did you see that today? Did you see a performance that, in terms of the timeliness and the types of plays that she made, it went beyond the stat sheet?
Yeah, I think that's who Angel is, in the best way. I think that that's what her skill set allows her to be. That we shouldn't just look at her as a rebounder or just as a scorer. There's so many different things that she can do on a court that helps a team win. And even though shots weren't falling for her tonight, she had 5 assists. She had huge rebounds down the stretch. And that's the kind of versatility that we see in her, and she's embraced it so far.
Perhaps the most damning aspect of the incident, according to many observers, was the apparent lack of immediate consequence. Reports from the game suggest there was no immediate timeout called to address the behavior, no benching for the remainder of the crucial final seconds. Angel Reese finished the game, putting up impressive stats despite the loss. While the final score and her numbers made headlines, the visual of the clipboard hitting the floor and the subsequent lack of visible disciplinary action spoke volumes. It created a perception that different rules apply to star players, that talent outweighs professionalism, and that the inmates, as one commentator put it, might be running the asylum. This silence sends a clear message, intended or not, to the rest of the roster.
So Angel Reese, the most toxic player in all of basketball, is out here slapping clipboards out of her coaching staff's hand because she's so mad her team committed a foul in the crunch after she shot 15 free throws this game. This is the lowest of the low disrespect that you can show to your coaching staff. She trying to get y'all locked in, worried about the next play, and you so toxic with your terrible, awful attitude that you slap the clipboard out of her.
Looking across the history of professional basketball, you see how championship cultures are built. Phil Jackson wasn't afraid to challenge Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant when their behavior threatened team chemistry. Pat Riley demanded a certain level of professionalism, even from superstars like LeBron James and Dwyane Wade. Becky Hammond has instilled accountability in a championship-winning Aces team, led by A'ja Wilson. These coaches understood that talent alone isn't enough. It must operate within a framework of respect and discipline. The question facing Tyler Marsh now is whether he possesses the same courage to uphold those standards, even when it means confronting the player who brings in the most attention.
Angel Reese had a great game. She had 22 points, 15 rebounds. There were some questionable calls from the referees on both ends of the floor during this game against the Washington Mystics, and they ended up losing by 2 points at the end of the game. And so she's a competitor. Love or hate Angel Reese, she's a competitor. She's a fierce competitor. And I feel like this was just a moment where her frustrations got the best of her. Hopefully, later on, I'm sure she'll probably see this on social media and she'll go up to her coach and be like, my bad, coach. That was not cool of me. I shouldn't have slapped the clipboard.
Then there's the league itself. Critics have pointed fingers at the WNBA, suggesting a pattern of inconsistent handling of behavioral issues. There's a perception that the league is quick to address certain types of controversies, sometimes perceived as protecting specific players or narratives, while remaining notably silent on others, particularly those involving visible acts of unprofessionalism, like this clipboard incident. The WNBA has rules regarding player conduct and interaction with staff. The lack of a swift or public statement regarding such a blatant act of disrespect towards a team executive raises questions about the league's commitment to enforcing those standards across the board, regardless of a player's popularity.
Why do you guys hate Angel Reese so much? The Angel Reese hate is so forced. This is why we hate the Brick Lane Sloth. She has a terrible attitude, awful, toxic. This is why she has no friend. This is why no.
And let's not forget about the WNBA's role in all of this.
The impact of this constant drama isn't confined to just one player or one coach. It affects the entire Chicago Sky organization. Their current record reflects a team struggling to find consistency and chemistry. When the narrative surrounding the team is dominated by off-court antics and sideline blow-ups, it detracts from the game itself and makes it difficult to build a cohesive unit. Is the team losing games because of the dysfunction, or is the dysfunction amplified because they are losing? It's a chicken and the egg situation, but the result is a team that, to some, looks less like a professional basketball contender and more like a reality television show playing out in real time.
Angel Reese said that she was done being polite. She was done being humble. I'm done being silent. The Bayou Barbie is mad, mad, mad. And Barbie is about to start clapping back at the haters. To her credit, Angel Reese said what she meant and meant what she...
The role model discussion around Angel Reese takes on added weight because of her platform. Millions of young eyes are watching. They see the dazzling plays, the confidence, the success, but they also see the public meltdowns and the acts of disrespect towards authority figures. What lesson is being ingrained? Is it that being talented is enough, that consequences don't apply if you're a star? Is it okay to lash out violently at your staff when you're frustrated? This isn't about stifling personality or emotion, but about demonstrating healthy ways to channel intensity and handle adversity, especially when you know you're under a microscope and influencing a generation. The responsibility that comes with her level of fame is immense, and many feel she is currently failing to live up to it.
This woman trying to show you a play, and you just gonna slap the clipboard out of her hand like that. On national TV. What a role model. Please, stop embarrassing us.
Just something with the Chicago Sky team, like they are not doing well this season. I think that is evident. It doesn't look like they are going to make playoffs, and this was just a moment of frustration at the end of the game. It is funny though when you play the clip over and over. This was a warranted crash out. Like, we can give Angel Reese a...
This brings us back to Tyler Marsh. This is his moment of truth. He wasn't hired to be Angel Reese's friend or her social media manager. He was hired to build a championship organization. That requires making tough decisions, setting clear boundaries, and holding every single player accountable, from the last person on the bench to the biggest star on the court. The easy path is to ignore the incident, hope it doesn't happen again, and focus solely on the box score numbers. But championship coaches know that the hard path, the one that involves confronting difficult behavior and enforcing standards, is the only one that leads to sustainable success. Every player, every coach, every fan is watching to see which path Marsh chooses.
Shakira Austin at 13 free throws. Angel Reese at 15. Angel at 15 free throws. Last couple of possessions to go. Kiki Riafen is standing with her hands up. Angel Reese just flings herself backwards into Kiki Riafen. Down 2 to draw the foul.
I'm not one to blow up negativity, but Angel Reese supposed to be leading young women and being a great example to girls and kids all over the world. Well, I'm here to tell you, she was not leading by example.
Ultimately, the Chicago Sky organization has a critical decision to make about its identity. Do they want to be a professional basketball franchise defined by excellence, discipline, and a shared pursuit of a championship? Or are they content being a spectacle, a source of viral clips and social media drama where individual brand seems to trump team cohesion? Tyler Marsh arrived with the blueprint for success, a proven track record of building winning cultures. But that blueprint is useless if he doesn't have the courage or the organizational support to lay the foundation of accountability. Right now, with the team struggling and public incidents like the clipboard slap dominating the conversation, the signs point towards a talented roster potentially derailed by a lack of control. It's a recipe that has led to disappointing seasons for many teams in the past, and without a significant shift, the Chicago Sky appear to be heading down the same path. The question is no longer just about whether Angel Reese can play, it's whether Tyler Marsh can truly coach and lead.